Hi, this is Linda Shea with Drilling Contractor. Today I'm at the IADC Drilling Caspian Conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, and I have with me Ahmad Mirhaj with MH Worth. Ahmad, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what is a digital twin and how can they be created for rigs and for wells?
Yeah, good question. A digital twin has become very popular after the recession period in the oil industry in order to optimize the whole drilling process, including topside and downhole. First idea was if we have a model of the drilling equipment, including a model of downhole well, then we will have digital twin. But this is not the complete in definition of a digital twin. Digital twin, as I also mentioned in my presentation, you should have a closed loop of data transfer from your real asset to the virtual asset in order to keep your model alive and up to date. Because if your real asset, which is a rig or a well, was not alive, was not a living entity, once you have a model, it was enough. But because they are changing, they are living, and they are getting changes because of the different conditions. For equipment will be changed because of the erosion and other things. In well, it's completely chaotic environment because of the whatever that happened in downhole. So you have to keep the data transfer in order to keep your model update. Once you have this closed loop, you have a digital twin.
So can you tell us what are some of the ways in which digital twins can be used to improve the well construction process when it's used in real time?
When you are using a digital twin in real time, you should, to my understanding, you should definitely apply artificial intelligence, or especially I'm talking about machine learning algorithm, in order to use the real-time data in a very short time to predict or forecast your future. This can be forecasting the well conditions, or can be forecasting what is the best to have, what are the optimum parameters in order to have the best well trajectory. So if I have that information, as you said, I can online and on the fly optimize my well construction, which is well trajectory, which we call it in MHWorth adaptive well constructions. Means that I adapt my well construction on the fly as I'm going based on the information I get, and using a machine learning algorithm to forecast.
And in your presentation, you also talked about using a downhole simulator to spot a tight hole. Can you tell us how that was done?
Again, once you have a downhole simulator, again you have a mathematical model, but still you have to have the closed loop of data from the real well. If I have the real-time data and the trends from the real well, I can based on that I can calibrate my model, because there is no single model in the world that can exactly simulate the nature, because nature is chaotic. And equations are for standard and ideal cases. That's why you have to calibrate it. Once I get the real-time data from the real well, I calibrate my model. Then when I have my calibrated model, and now from there on, whenever there is a mismatch or divergence from the real-time between real-time data and my model, means that there is something happening in the well. That can be a tight spot, like what I showed in the presentation, and pack off, or any other downhole problem. And this will help us to know about the problem in advance before it gets too complicated and probably gets us to a stuck situation. So when I see a mismatch, I understand that a possible or potential tight spot is coming. I stop the operation, I try to cure with whatever I have to do, and then I proceed without letting this tight spot to get any more severe.
And can you also tell us how digital twin technology was used to help drill a well in dual gradient mode?
Yes, this was used with BP in Caspian back in 2016, that they wanted to drill a well in a dual gradient mode, and was totally new to the crew and totally new to the company. There was a third-party vendor brought in this technology to that. BP approached us and said that we want to get trained and get all people and different crew, which was a lot more than conventional operation because of this new technology, into one room to understand the phenomena, which is more complicated than a normal operation, and train the procedures and protocols and what all different drilling crew has to do on the rig. So what we did, the same principle, we brought in the equipment and the model from the dual gradient vendor, and we put that into we actually integrated it into our digital twin, which we had already, and it wasn't a big job. And then we had a digital twin of conventional operation and the rig, and the digital twin, kind of digital twin of dual gradient drilling equipment and operation. Then the crew started to train and practice and understand the whole phenomena about this operation.
Sounds very interesting. Thank you for joining us and telling us about how digital twins are being used.
Thank you too.
And thank you, viewers, for joining us on drillingcontractor.org.